So Laura, now everybody can see your presentation. I wish you a lot of fun. I think it will be a very emotional webinar.
Very good. Okay, so I'll begin then. So my name is Laura, and I'm here today to talk to you about emotions and telc's practice material for B1 and B2 level. And also I'm going to give you a bit of background information to telc's online learning material. And this is an informal webinar, and Nadia, as she said already, Nadia and I are here to answer any questions. So please feel free to use this question function, this chat function, to ask any comments. And once I'm going to start now in a second, I'm going to, you won't see me for a little while because during the webinar, we're going to have different things. I'm also going to show you some short videos, so there's just too many screens. So my objective is that by the end of this session, you'll feel ready to bring the emotions and the TELC practice material into your classroom. So Nadia also already spoke to you a little bit about the control panel and about its functions, and it's likely that people are on lunch break perhaps or between classes, so it's likely that people will join us as we're going along. But first I'll begin. My first question is what emotion are you feeling today? So curiosity, interest, fear, surprise, hopefully not fear. So just to make it a little bit interactive, take part in this little poll and tell us which emotion you're feeling today.
Can you see the results, Laura, or not?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Curiosity and interest. That's very good.
perfect.
So emotions is our theme, and so that was just an example of a poll. So we're going to try and make it as interactive, and we're going to give you the chance to try things out as we go along. So that was just an example. So we're hoping that you all feel curiosity and interest about these new materials, and by the end you'll feel surprised at how amazing they all are and how easy it will be to introduce it to your own classroom. As I said, to make it more interactive, we're going to give you the chance to try out different things as we go along. We'll walk you through the registration process step by step to get you online, and this will help you assist your students to get online. So having gone through the process yourself as my student, let's say. We're also going to take a few minutes to look at the different learning options and how the whole thing looks, and then you're going to try out some modules. And this puts you in the role of the student, so to speak. So having gone through it, you'll feel more confident, more knowledgeable about what it is, but also you'll see it from a student's point of view, and you'll be able to imagine how you can use it in your classroom. Again, we'll be taking questions as we go along. So just to recap, the plan is we introduce something, we try it out, we discuss, and then we move on to the next thing. Okay, so this is the plan for the webinar. So we're going to look at the books on emotions, B1, B2 classroom material. Then we're going to look at the concept for the online materials and how the two of them link. We're going to talk about how to get online. And then once you are online, we're going to talk about what the options are. So the learning options, as we say. Then we're going to look at an individual module or unit, and we look at some of the modules perhaps depending on time. And then we're going to look at the teacher's material. So we're going to do it step by step, how to get online, what is online, what the students can see and use, and then the teacher's material, how you can comfortably and confidently put it all together. Okay, how to make the most of these materials. That's the main objective. So let's talk emotions. Here are some pictures that were taken at the big IATEFL International Teachers Association, the meeting in Manchester a few weeks ago, when the materials were presented and people were asked. You could see their little responses, what emotion they were feeling. So why emotions? So the main sort of idea behind it, well, exchanging personal experiences and plays such a central role for learners at levels B1, B2, these independent learners. They're beginning to talk about their feelings, personal experiences are linked with emotional response. So if somebody gets a great job offer, they talk about how happy they are, or maybe how nervous they are about the first day, or how excited they are about meeting their new colleagues. But if someone has, a disappointing experience on a holiday, maybe with the tour operator or with their hotel, they're talking about their disappointment, their annoyance, maybe anger, etc. So talking about personal experiences, which is very much a part of the tasks that you expect students or learners to do at B1, B2 level, is very much linked to emotions. So for learners of a foreign language, we recognize that it's often a challenge to express these emotions, especially negative emotions, such as anger or disappointment, in an appropriate manner. We're not sure how to get across in a polite way, perhaps, what we're feeling. So all the materials here, the objective is they should provide useful activities. So the motions are always the key, and the tasks are built around this. Additionally, I think that emotions, basing units on actual emotions, it makes a great change from the usual topics we find in course books. Normally we have holidays, hobbies, my family, etc. And while we cover all these ideas, instead of grouping them together by travel, holidays, we pick emotions, and within the emotions you'll find a lot of different things. So you have a unit on, I was speaking about one about love, and it could be all different topics that link back to love, for example. So this is, so the concept for the books, here's an example of one of the books there, practice material for the Volkshochschule. So you have practice material. They're aimed at the B1, B2 level. And with the books, you have a 4-part series: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So 4 books. You can use them individually or together in any combination. And each book contains 20 short units on different emotions. So here you see examples of the units that, these are the 20 emotions that are used in the books and in the online materials for this level. Curiosity, friendliness, regret, expectation, fear, surprise. So you see the sort of more negative, or, it's not just the optimism and happiness, etc. We also look at homesickness, pessimism, etc. So one of the main questions is there a certain progression in the units? And in this case, no. Each unit is complete and can be used independently. Therefore, different units can be flexibly combined depending on the needs of the group. So as the teacher, you can decide which unit to tackle, in which order. So the main ideas, the main concept behind it is flexibility and choice. You're not forced to go first curiosity, second friendliness. Each thing, as I said, is complete unit, and you use them in whichever order. You can, of course, go through them from 1 to 20, but you can jump around as, based on what you think your students need. And you're free to mix and match. You can use all units for the same unit, for example, in 4 skills. You can look at regret and look at reading, writing, listening, speaking for regret, or you can just focus, your students need more practice with listening, so you could focus on listening sections from the different units. So as I said, flexibility is key. this is sort of the idea behind the books. So here you can see how the layout of the books. The units are clearly laid out, and while each book focuses on one skill, this one, That's Funny, is the little book, and you can see the 2 pages here. So each one focuses on a specific skill, but there's always communication activities included. There's lots of different, it's not only listening or only reading. You know, you'll have some speaking tasks, you might have a little listening in other ones, but the main focus is improving the skills at that level. In each unit, you can see down here, I have it circled, in each unit there's a CEFR descriptor, the can-do statement, and all the activities are tailored to that. The descriptor can always be found in the box at the end of the unit, just like this. So learners can become familiar with the CEFR step by step, and they're encouraged to monitor and take charge of their own progression. So they can see, okay, can I do that? This is what I should be able to do at B1 or B2. Here are the descriptors on fluency. And they can decide, well, have I achieved that? Take responsibility for their own learning, so to speak. The descriptors are usually in the original CEFR wording, but maybe a little bit abbreviated in a little more learner-friendly form. Okay, so this is the background material to the books. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the online material and look at how the books link to the online material. So again, we see print material, the concept. You have on the left there, English practice material, CEFR levels B1, B2, 20 emotions, 20 units, 4 books, use individually or together in any combination. And the online concept mirrors, to a certain extent, the books. So the books were used, these were the guidelines, so to speak, and the books expand on that. So both deal with the same levels. You can move between the print and the online materials as you wish. So if you've done the listening in the books and you think your students, you're looking at the can-do and you think they could do with more listening, so you can then jump onto the online and use the listenings for the same unit that go with that to give the students additional practice. It's one option. You can move between them as you wish. You don't have to complete one print unit before you attempt the online tasks. So they can be used in tandem as you wish. There's a lot of flexibility. So as I said, the same 20 emotions. In the books, the skills are divided into the 4 specific books. And in the online materials, they're mixed. So you don't have only reading here and only, so online it's a different medium of learning, so you have some listening and reading and things like that. Online you can you can complete a full unit such as amusement or regret, or you can choose to focus on specific skills such as reading or listening. I'm going to show you that now in a minute. You're going to have a go at logging on, registering, and you're going to go online and we'll have a look at these sort of online as they are, and it'll give you a better idea of what they look like. So the main thing is that these, both print material and online material, they're an ideal way to prepare for telc exams, to telc language tests. So you find online for each unit has 2 telc exam tasks for the dual exam. We'll explain more of that later. So basically all of it is leading you up, practicing the different skills and the different language, and then you can sort of test it with your students in a telc exam style task. Okay, so that's the concept. So that's the background information. So now what we want to do is we want to see what this actually looks like. So this is the main idea. So you've got the concept. Now what we're going to look at, we're just going to look here at a short video, short screencast, which just shows us what it looks like from you or the student or the learner's point of view. So this is a sample module from the unit acceptance. And so you have a chance to see what it looks like from the student's point of view.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Hi guys, how was your summer? I can't believe it went so fast and here we are again. Your Highness, welcome to Britain. It's a real honor to meet you. Welcome to Beecham Wood. How was your journey?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to flight LH103 to London Heathrow.
Hi, Mum. Hi, Dad. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Welcome to Beecham Wood. How was your journey?
Okay, so as I said, just a short little clip just to show you what it should look like. So you can see that it's highly interactive, it's engaging, it's colorful, it's fun. Here's the drag and drop. I mean, they do this type, this is listening, match the context to what you hear, etc., etc. But naturally online, it can be a little bit more, it's more interactive, a bit more engaging. So all the tasks should be like this. They should be colorful. They should get the students learning and interested. There's repetition involved, and just get them engaged. It's easy for the students to use. This is very important. The teacher does not need to spend a lot of time explaining how it works, which we all know we have enough to do as teachers. So this is really important. It should be very intuitive. Once they get going, they should be flying, so to speak. They'll be wanting to do more. There also is immediate feedback. That's very important too. So at the end of each task, they find out how they did. They can repeat it, or they can, move on. In some tasks, we have some memory style tasks. In particular, they're game-like, so they may want to do that again and again, and also practicing their vocab as they go. So the beauty, the beauty of this is you can not only practice wherever and whenever you wish, but you can go at your own pace and repeat tasks as often as you wish. And we know that's so important for our students to have this freedom, to be able to take control a little bit of their learning and decide, okay, I don't really know this, I need to go over this. And it's just a engaging way of motivating them. So that's what it looks like. We're going to be looking at this ourselves. So, for anyone who's still a little bit skeptical, we have to say, well, why integrate technology into our lessons? That's a question some people say. They say, well, the books, we have the books, we've got our course books, they work. Here is a word cloud from an article entitled Effects of Technology on Classrooms and Students. So I just created a word cloud. We're not going to read the article, but you can see this article highlights the benefits of technology in the classroom. And if you have a look at the key words here in the word cloud, you see words like empowering, confidence, excited, cooperation here, huge, motivation, knowledge. These are all great words. These are the ideas most commonly put forward when talking about the benefits for students of technology. We recognize that the internet has changed how we conduct our daily lives, and it can make learning more immediate, engaging, and exciting. Very important is, the students here. This is one of the larger words. This is the words most often used. The technology can put students in the center of their learning a little bit more. Okay, so that's my argument. Now, the next step is, of course, getting online. So we've talked about the concept of books, of the book and the online material. We've seen what some of the tasks look like. The next step is getting online. So we're going to watch a short video that walks you through the steps. And then we're going 2. So it's a very, very short video, walks you through the steps, and then we're going to go through the steps ourselves and get online. Okay, so first we're going to watch the video and then I'll give you some more information. Okay, I'm looking at those lovely relaxing pictures of the woman having the massage. It makes me, yeah, that's what I'd like to be doing. So anyway, there you have the step-by-step way, the ways of getting online. So this is what we're going to do now. I'm going to ask you to go here, you can see telc.net, click on campus and register. Okay, so Nadia and I are here now, so we're going to give you a few minutes to do this. Once you've got online, I'd like you to just let us know, message us here in the question section, message us when you've completed the enrollment. If you've any questions or any problems as you're going along, then just leave a message and Nadia and I will be here to help you out. Okay, so 2 minutes, 3 minutes, register, and then we'll continue and we'll have a look at the materials.
We have a question here. Hi Laura, is it suitable for countries other than Germany?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Obviously, the concept came from the Volkshochschule organization, so adult education sort of network here in Germany, and the books were created in, you know, collaborating with big panel of teachers of all nationalities, but English and German, English speaking or English teachers of all nationalities who work for the Volkshochschule. But the materials themselves have been created with anyone in mind, really anyone in mind, yeah. So this is what you see when you log in. And you see here exam preparation, and it sort of explains there, telc, yeah, CEFR, everything I mentioned, 1,000 activities. Choose your learning style, complete practice or focus learning. Both options contain the same material structured to meet different learner needs. So this was one idea we had when we were coming up with the idea, you know, especially with the CEFR, it's all about giving the learner the power a little bit, you know, and them being responsible for their learning. So here the learners can decide, I mean, if, okay, I'm going to do an exam and I need more listening practice, I need more reading practice, I need practice with grammar, etc. And then they can choose to take that option where they'll be given all the listenings from the different units, all the readings from the different units. That's the focused learning or the complete. So as I said, the focused learning, you can concentrate on you know, what you need to improve, the teacher or the student. So if you can choose, if your students need more listening practice, you can take that. And you get a large selection of listening tasks taken from the various units. The complete course is what we're going to look at now. So the complete course option, this is what we're going to, that looks at the whole, all the different units. So here, for example, this was the focused learning, listening skills, reading skills, grammar or vocabulary trainer. But this is the complete course. So this is what we're going to look at now. So you can see here you have your all your different units, and we have these little people. I forget what they, somebody named them. Minions, they were being called for a while, potato men. I forget what their new official name is. So you see the little guys that we've used throughout the books. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I hope you're in the complete learning, and we're going to choose regret. So choose, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to try it out. So we're going to give you a bit of time, just a few minutes, to do really 2 modules, maybe 3 if you've time. So I'd like you to go to regret, to unit regret, and then modules 7 and 4, or 4 and 7. So the reason I picked these is they're different types of tasks, so it might generate some discussion here for us, some conversation, and also when I talk about the teaching materials, they're the ones that I'm going to explain. I'm going to give examples of the teaching materials for these 2 modules. So you can now try out the modules. Again, I'll be here, Nadia is going to be here, and in a few minutes we'll continue. So just take 4 or 5 minutes, go in and try modules 7 and 4 of regret.
Because one participant, maybe in the future, some participants can have this question as well. So she said that in TEL Campus, they asked code number and password. But you can do a new password and a code number. You don't need to have one. If you are a tag trainer already, if you have done something with tag before, some qualification, you have already a code number. But if you are new, if you have never used this platform before, you can request a new one, and you're going to receive this per email.
Yeah. I think you see that in the little video about logging in. It says create a password or create. It says, I think also, yeah, I thought that was a bit, I wasn't sure myself, and then when I watched the video, I noticed. I thought, oh yeah, that's there. That video as well for other people, for anyone who wants their students, you know, to use this with their students. I mean, that video is on YouTube, on the telc
Channel.
telc channel. Thank you very much. The word is gone. On the telc channel. So that's the great thing, is you can show that video in class, or if you don't have the technology in class, you can give them that as homework to go to this website, to YouTube, to the telc channel, and watch that video. And it's like step-by-step guidance helping them get online. And also it serves as, you know, building the excitement, because I think that's key for the teacher. You'll have some students, the digital natives, as they say, who will totally embrace this, but you may have other students who are not sure. But that video will help them, get them a little bit motivated and curious, excited, all my emotions.
I'm going to send the link of this video to all participants, so you can watch it afterwards.
So here we are again. So you've tried modules 7 and 4. Okay. So that's what I was going to say. Yeah, you try the modules. So we've tried the modules to get a feel for the activities. So now we have to talk a little bit for you as a teacher about how it's all organized. So this is from the teacher's manual. This is the next thing we're going to talk about. So each unit consists of 3 levels. This was the concept from the beginning. So 3 levels. You can see here, this page is regret, and it shows it's one page, but it shows the order and what the levels are about. So you have level 1, 2, 3. level 1 contains game-like activities based on the vocab or the grammar that will be used and needed to later on in the unit, in the more demanding tasks, let's say. So, for example, there are things like flashcards, there's matching games, memory, drag and drop. They're supposed to be short and simple. So, for example, they always come in threes. So you have here vocabulary, linking words and adjectives, for example. So that's that's a grammar task. And what you have is you'd introduce them, you practice them, and then the last task is sort of a higher order, like they'll have to enter the test, that the key language themselves, or it's a little bit more demanding just to test they've got it. But they're all very, very short, and it's very focused learning. Level 2 then, so these are sort of games. This is sort of get them, they're learning without even realizing it, hopefully. Always very colorful, you see there. Yeah, it's supposed to be engaging. Then they move on to level 2, or the order of it is anyway, level 2. Level 2 now are more demanding tasks, a little bit longer. And these are more in the style of what you'd find maybe in a course book or things like that. So they focus on the 4 skills. They offer more extensive reading or listening skill practice. And all, for example, in level 1, you might have like one sentence. If it's a listening, it'll be like one, as we heard, you know, morning, greeting, whatever. This level 2 now will be short dialogues, things like that, phone calls, etc. You can see. So level 2, focusing on the skills, and all exercises in each unit has the same theme of the motion discussed. So this is regret, giving bad news, so regret, linking words, reading for gist, listening for gist. So there's usually 5 or 6 at this level. And then finally you've level 3, and these is the telc exam practice tasks. So these are created with using the guidelines of the telc dual exam, B1, B2 level. So in this case it's a language elements, and here you've listening 4. So if your students were doing a telc, it doesn't have to be, because it could be done by anyone, they're great practice, but they're ideal for those who are preparing their students, or students who are preparing themselves to take the telc dual exam, B1, B2 level. And these also now use all the language and the grammar and expressions that have been used throughout the unit. Okay, so that's a little bit, the subtests, so the CEFR, everything is linked. So the outline for each unit will help you direct the students to the modules that match the content of your classroom lessons. So there's also an overview where if you were looking for telephone, you could go through the units and you'd know which units had tasks on telephoning, and you could pick those out. But here this is just for the one unit. The teacher's material or the teacher's manual, that'll help you direct them. You can choose to use these tasks as these modules and units for homework to expand on what's been learned, or as I said, in class if you have that technology there, and for groups, like if you can do them in class, like I said, with if you have the technology. So there's a lot of different options, and the teacher's manual gives a lot of great ideas for how you can really bring it into your classroom and use it successfully. So a little bit more information now about the teacher's manual. The main idea behind the teacher's manual is to create a bridge between the books and the online material. So there should be, not having technology in the classroom should be no barrier. If you have, or just maybe you say, oh, I only have like a projector and my laptop, it's all doable. So there's lots of different ideas. And the teacher's manual is the bridge. It's a means of getting your students motivated and prepared for the online tasks. But afterwards, bring the knowledge they gained online from the module back into the classroom. So that's the thing. I think often publishers and things, there's extra materials created, but I don't think the teachers are given enough support with how to really integrate these extra materials. So that was the concept with the teacher's manual. It should really help you and give you confidence and ideas of how you can use these great resources, how your students can use them. Okay, so Yeah, that was the idea behind them. So to build a bridge there between them. So the tasks in the teacher's material often have a speaking or a writing focus, because of course online it's predominant, it's vocab, it's grammar, it's reading, it's listening. And while they may be listening to great expressions, now you need them to use them themselves, you know, and the dialogues they're listening to. Now the teacher's manual will give you loads of ideas for discussions and role plays to practice that, what they've just learned. So here here's an example of some pre-online work. So from the teacher's manual, from module 7, where the theme was apologizing. So this is an idea here. In small groups, students discuss the following questions. What kind of mistakes do celebrities and politicians make that they have to apologize for? Give some ideas. Can you think of examples? Why do celebrities and politicians apologize? How sincere are public apologies? Discuss ideas with the whole class. Students then do module 7 in class or as homework. So this is just one very simple idea. You know, you've got debate, you can do pair work, whole class, you can elicit the vocab, etc. The teacher's manual also contains a word list or a vocab list for each unit, which you can use yourself. You could share it with the students, but you could use it yourself as a guide, you know, to throw in some more language that they'll come across when doing the online work. So very important for us with the teacher's manual is that the tasks are really simple to use and that there's little or no preparation. I think that's key. We're all incredibly busy, and it's great when we can have something that, you know, the concept of online is supposed to be intuitive, it's supposed to be engaging and easy, but also for teachers we want it to be also very intuitive and easy. So in general, they're very easy to implement. Something like this, you've got the questions there. Okay, so that's an example of some pre-online, let's say, work. And here we have some example of something after. So the pre is get them motivated, get them thinking of the vocab, thinking of the topic. They go and do their tasks online, either in class or for homework, and then you need something to bring it back into the classroom. So this was the post-online task, or example of a post-online task from module 4, formal and informal expressions for the telephone. So we have here, having completed the module, students discuss the following questions. Why was Jim upset? Do you think Jim is now in a difficult position? Why? What is Jim going to tell his customers? And then you have a discussion. In pairs, students write a phone call dialogue between Jim and his customer, explaining that he won't be meeting them in Dublin. Explanation doesn't need to be complex, but they should try to use apologetic phrases and language for giving bad news. Ask the pairs to act out their dialogues with the rest of the class. So you've got a discussion, you've got a bit of writing, pair work activity, and then they can act them out. Maybe, yeah, lots of different other ideas then on how to do the role plays and things like that. So these ideas are supposed to also, so there's lots of different ideas there, and also included in the teacher's manual are sort of general ideas that could be implemented with any unit. And these ideas are there also to inspire you to come up with your own tasks. So it's all about, like, it's given there for you, lots of ideas, but also the freedom there to adapt and change things to your own needs. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, my final question. We're almost out of time, and then any last questions? So you see, they're all positive answers, regardless of what you choose.
So let's see the results.
Very good. Excellent. Straight away, as soon as I can, before the month is over. I'm very happy with that. So that's pretty much it. I hope you've enjoyed our webinar, and I hope we fulfilled the objective of kind of giving you sort of an overview, getting you online, which is the main objective, because my experience with webinars on technology is if it's all talk, the participants are often like, yeah, I'll do it, and then they don't. So there's no excuse. You're all online now. You've all tried it. So I would say when you've time, go online and try it out again and get your students online. And it's simply a matter of, it's like I said, it's supposed to be intuitive and engaging. So it's a matter of you just playing around with it and seeing how it can fit with your needs. So if you have any further questions, Nadia and I are here for another few minutes so we can answer them. Otherwise, I want to say thank you very much, and I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you really enjoy it. And you can contact Nadia at telc, I'm sure, if there are any further questions or comments. Yeah, so have fun and goodbye.
So thank you very much, Laura. This was a very interesting webinar and also very full of life as well.
It's very informal, I realize, as I'm going along, maybe.
Yes, so everybody's giving very positive feedback. Everybody's loving your webinar and the material. This is perfect. I think we have also in the last slide of this presentation also contact information.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay. This is my contact information. If you have any questions about English practice material online, you can write to this email, support-campus@telc.net, and I or my colleagues will be answer your questions concerning this material. If you have some questions concerning the content, we can also send to this email because we can forward also to Laura or to other colleagues that created this material. So I think nobody has questions. I mean, it looks like everything is clear.
Yeah, exactly. It is. Look, I know I'm biased. It was my, but I love it. I think it's great, and I hope people use it. And I think, questions might come. You can contact us. We're really, we're really excited to hear from anybody and happy to help in any way. And look, this is B1, B2. Look out now later on in the year for the next stage, which is A2, B1. So we'll meet you. I'll see you here for that.
So thank you all attendees for your participation. You were also very active. This is also very important for our webinar. And I hope to see you soon. On 33 of June, we have a very special webinar. This is called An Introduction to Royal Etiquette. We have invited a real lady to conduct this webinar. She has strong connections to Buckingham Palace. And why are we doing this webinar? Because on 25 of June, Queen Elizabeth is coming to Frankfurt. And on her honor, we're going to prepare you for this event with etiquette. So I hope to see you there, Laura, as an attendee.
Very good. I wasn't aware that she was coming to visit telc.
Well, Queen Elizabeth, she's probably not coming to telc. She's coming to Frankfurt, but I mean, we are very happy about her visit to Frankfurt. So that's why we are preparing. Maybe you are lucky and you meet the Queen Elizabeth on the airport or somewhere. So you have to be ready.
Very important. Very good. I like it.
This will be 5 p.m. You cannot forget. This is tea time. Very easy to remember. So next week, maybe I hope to see you there. This will be a very interesting experience. And if you are not able to participate in this webinar, please share this information because I think it will be a very nice experience.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. So goodbye. I wish you a very nice week. And as I told you, for further questions, we can contact me. Okay. Bye.